Technically, he was a victim too, Mrs. Stone barely whispered. Technically, if you're going to have the names of the victims, his name should be there. Josh shook his head. His face had gotten red. I don't think that's right. I don't either, I said before I even knew my mouth had opened. It wouldn't be fair to everyone else. I almost gasped when I realized what I had just done. Nick had been everything to me. I still didn't believe he was a monster, even after what he'd done to the school. I still didn't feel innocent about my part in it either. But here I'd just thrown him under the bus. And for what? To please the student council? To get along with these people who, just months ago, had laughed when Chris Summers made a fool of Nick? Laughed when Christy Bruder called me Sister Death? To make a show for Jessica Campbell when I still couldn't tell if she hated me or if she'd somehow changed? Or did I really believe it? Was a part of me that I hadn't yet identified suddenly popping up, voicing my fear aloud, that Nick and I weren't the victims? We were the ultimate bullies? I felt a shift inside myself so abrupt, it was almost physical. I could practically see myself splitting into two people on the inside. The Valerie before the shooting, and the Valerie now, and it just didn't match up. Suddenly, it felt impossible to sit there anymore, taking these kids' side over Nick's. I've got to go, I said. My mom is waiting for me. I grabbed my books and bolted for the door, thanking God that I called Mom earlier and told her to come at the normal time and wait for me, just in case I chickened out on the meeting. Thanking God that for once, Mom's mistrust of me would pay off, that she'd be there, gnawing a fingernail and watching the school windows for a sign of trouble. I didn't even dare to think until I was safe in Mom's car in front of the school. Didn't dare to stop moving until I was sunk down into the front seat with the door locked between me and the meeting. Go, I said. Just go home. What's wrong? Mom asked. What's going on? What happened in there, Valerie? Meeting's over, I said, closing my eyes. Just go. But why is that girl running out the door? Oh God, Valerie, why is she running? I opened my eyes and peeked out the passenger window. Jessica was jogging toward the car. Just go, I shouted. Mom, please. Mom stepped on the gas then, maybe a little too hard because the tires actually squealed, and we whipped out of the parking lot. I watched Jessica in the side mirror getting smaller and smaller. She stood on the curb where my window had been just moments before, watching us get smaller too. My God, Valerie, what happened? Did something happen? Oh God, please tell me nothing happened. Valerie, I can't handle it if something else happened. I ignored her. It wasn't until I felt a tickle on my chin and brushed at it only to discover that was a tear rolling down, that I realized I hadn't been ignoring her after all. I'd just been crying too hard to answer. A few minutes later, we pulled into the driveway. When Mom paused to allow the garage door to go up, I bolted. I ducked under the garage door and into the house. I was only halfway up the stairs before I heard her barking in the kitchen. Dr. Healer, please. Yes, it's urgent. God damn it.